Hi everyone and welcome to the third episode of Shenmue Talk. In this third episode I will be talking about a very important character in the Shenmue series, a character that is special but also mysterious. As you have seen by now, I will be talking about Shenhua. As usual, throughout this video we will be accompanying Shenhua by looking at cutscenes from Shenmue I and II and see if we can find out more about this amazing character and the role that she will play in the series. I will also be showing you information that I have researched in various websites that I think were sources of inspiration for the story of Shenmue. These sources consist of Chinese legends and myths and also Chinese religions and philosophies. I will also be formulating several theories about Shenhua and her role in the Shenmue series and their relationship with the main character Rio. Some of these theories are personal and others have been discussed by Shenmue fans in the past. So we will start off by seeing the cutscene where Shenhua appears for the very first time, and that is the Shenmue prologue video. So let's get started.
Shall appear from a far eastern land across the sea. A young man who has yet to know his potential. This potential is a power that could either destroy him or realize his will. His courage shall determine his fate. The path he must traverse, fraught with adversity, I await whilst praying. For this destiny predetermined since ancient times. A pitch-black night unfolds with the morning star as its only light. And thus the saga begins.
So, in this cutscene we saw Shenhua on the edge of a mountain cliff proclaiming what appears to be a prophecy that we know is about the main character Rio. After watching this cutscene right even before we start the game, we can definitely tell that this character is very important. But that is the only thing that we can uncover for now, so let us continue by watching two short cutscenes from Shenmue I. The two short cutscenes that we just saw occur in two different occasions when the main character Rio goes to sleep. These are the only cutscenes that we see of Shenhua during the playthrough of Shenmue I. Both these cutscenes leave us with no information whatsoever about Shenhua, keeping this character a mystery throughout Shenmue I. The only thing that we could speculate was that these two characters would definitely meet at some point in the story of Shenmue. Although the cutscenes are portrayed as being dreams that Rio has, We will see that when Rio meets Shenhua for the very first time, he does not recognize her. This is one of the things that still intrigues me until this day.
I'd better hurry. Hey, are you alright?
The little deer. Where is the deer? Oh, good. I'm so glad. You saved us.
Are you okay?
Thank you.
Why did you jump in?
I just had to. I had to save it.
Huh?
The white deer is my village's guardian.
A guardian? A white deer. White. Bai. Deer. Lu.
Bailu village. My home.
Bailu village. Where is this village?
It's up along this river.
Is it far?
I can show you. I'm Shenhua. What's your name?
Yo, Hazuki.
Yo. Follow me.
In this cutscene, we saw Rio saving Shenmue and a white deer that must have fallen into the river during the storm. We learned that Shenmue was trying to save the white deer because it is the guardian of Bailu village, the village that Rio is heading to, and that Bai means white and Lu means deer. The two characters finally meet, fulfilling their destinies predetermined since ancient times. But as we have seen, although Rio dreams about Shenhua in Shenmue I, he does not recognize her. I think that this means that either Rio does not recall having those dreams, or that those cutscenes were meant for us to get a glimpse of Shenhua at that time. Nevertheless, I think that this cutscene is very important, not just for the meeting of Rio and Shenhua, and I will surely talk a little bit more about it in a future episode. But from this cutscene, what we can learn about Shenhua is that she is not afraid of risking her life to save those who she cares about. From here, we will be accompanying Rio and Shenhua on their journey together, but from now on I will only be showing you parts of cutscenes that I think are important and that will help us to describe Shenhua. So let us continue.
Yo. Where did you come from? You're not from here, are you?
No. I came from Japan.
Japan? Where's that?
It's an island country, east of China.
In the east.
Japan is pretty small compared to China.
Is it far from here?
Well, actually it's kind of far.
A faraway country to the east.
What's wrong?
Oh, nothing.
Shenfa.
What is it, Yo?
What kind of place is Bailu village?
It's a small village in the mountains.
Is it far from here?
Yes, we have to cross 2 mountains.
Really? 2 mountains? Have you lived in Bailu village all your life?
Yes, ever since I was small.
Your family as well?
Yes, my father and I. The 2 of us have always lived in Bailu village.
I see. Can you tell me more about Bailu village?
Let's see. My grandfather told me that it's one of the oldest villages in Guilin.
An old village?
Yes, it's been around since the Tang dynasty.
Since the Tang dynasty?
It's been said that some nobles who were expelled from the city by the emperor built the village to live in hiding.
Rio and Shenhua start their journey to Bailu village. Along the way, Shenhua starts by asking Rio from where did he came from. Rio answers that he came from Japan, a faraway country to the east. After that, the two characters start talking about Bailu village, and we learn that Shenhua has always lived in the village since she was small. We also learn that Bailu village is one of the oldest villages in Guilin, and that it was built during the Tang dynasty by nobles who were expelled from the city by the emperor to live in hiding. So this cutscene is important because Shenhua realizes that Rio might be the one she has been waiting for a long time, and that she can possibly be a descendant from the nobles that were expelled by the emperor to live in hiding in Bailu village. This possibility I will explain later on in the video, but for now let us continue and see what we can find out more about Shenhua.
What's this tree?
A fragrant olive tree. They are in bloom up ahead too.
Oh.
Aren't they beautiful?
Yeah,
During this season, all the trees are in full bloom.
fragrant olives.
Yes, in China, we call these trees gui. And there are so many here, like woods, or lin. So guilin means the woods of
Really?
fragrant olives.
A lot of them are in bloom.
Yes, it's as though the whole mountain is wrapped by the flowers.
No matter how far we go, the paths look all the same.
It's like this everywhere around here.
Did you ever get lost?
When I was small, I did. But if you get lost, just take the animal trails.
The animal trails?
The path that the animals in the mountains walk. If you follow one, it'll always lead to water.
How do you find one?
You look for animal footprints.
Footprints. You know so much about animals.
I've played in the forest since I was a child.
You learned it naturally.
No, my father taught me most of the things I know.
Your father.
Yes, about the forest and the mountains, and the animals. He taught me about the sky, the stars, and many other things.
I see. What does your father do?
He's a stone cutter in Bailu village.
I see.
He finds various stones in the mountain stone pits and creates beautiful works from stone. When we get to our village, I want to show you some things my
I'd
father
like that.
created. All right, what about your father?
My father. My father taught me a lot of things.
Just like me and my father.
Yeah,
What did your father teach you?
father. Father.
Yo, what's wrong? Did I say something wrong?
No, I was just remembering something. By the way, aren't we near Bailu village yet?
We go over this mountain, and we'll have to go even
I
further.
see. We still have a long way to go.
The wind has shifted. Let's go through the forest before it gets dark. Yo, can you run?
Yeah. Shenhua! Here's a spring.
Yes. Travelers and animals all quench their thirst here.
Fireflies.
At a place like this, with a clear spring, there are fireflies.
They're beautiful.
Yes. It's like being surrounded by stars.
It's my first time seeing so many fireflies.
Aren't there fireflies in Japan?
When I was a child, I saw some. But there are only a few of them now.
Wait, Yo. You should be careful when they are shining low near the shrubs. Snake eyes shine very much like fireflies.
Snake eyes?
If you put your hand out carelessly, you'll get bitten.
I didn't know that.
The spring here means we're almost at the end of the forest.
Really?
Yes, but it's getting dark. We must hurry on our way.
Yes. Let's move on.
Continuing their journey, Rio and Shenhua start talking about their surroundings, and we saw that Shenhua learned a lot about nature and many other things from her father, just like Rio and Iwao. The two characters start to know a little bit more about each other and start to create a bond of friendship. From the cutscenes that we just saw, we learned that Shenhua is very knowledgeable about nature and the wildlife of Wili. At first glance, this may not seem important, but we will see later on it will help in the description that I will be making about Shenmue. But for now, let us continue on, following Rio and Shenhua's footsteps.
The sun has gone down.
The cave is near. Let's find it quickly.
Okay.
Let's wait for the sunrise here.
Yeah.
Let's kindle a fire. The night is cold in the mountains. Our clothes are wet. We'll freeze.
Do you always walk these paths alone?
Yes. Did you come to China alone?
Yeah. I went to Hong Kong to meet a master named Li Xiaotao.
Hong Kong. Were you able to meet this person?
Yeah,
Who was this person?
a master of Baji style.
A master?
I have a picture of Master Tao.
Let me see it.
The person dressed in blue.
She's so beautiful. She's the master?
Yeah, she taught me some moves. If I had never met her, I would have been...
My father said people meet because of destiny.
Destiny?
Yes. You didn't meet her by accident. Destiny had guided you to meet her.
Destiny.
It'll be a fine day tomorrow. I know because the wind shifted.
You can tell just because of that?
During this season, when the west wind blows, it'll be a fine day.
Really? It's late now. Go ahead and get some sleep. I'll watch the fire.
Thank you. No,
Sorry, did I wake you up?
no. I got some sleep. Tai Chi, did you learn that from your father too?
No, I learned this in Hong Kong, but I mostly learned from watching. Breathe in the power from the earth and collect it in the center of the abdomen.
There is much power in the trees, water, stones, and everything.
Power in everything?
Yes, I always gain power from the forest.
From the forest.
Along the way to Bailu village, Rio and Shenhua decide to rest for the night in a cave. The two characters kindle a fire and start a conversation. During this conversation that the two characters have about Master Li Xiaotao, we learn that Shenhua has a strong belief in destiny, just like she believes it was destiny that made her meet Rio. After that, Shenhua easily predicts the weather for the next day, leaving Rio very surprised. Rio then goes outside to practice Tai Chi, while Shenhua stays asleep. When Shenhua wakes up, she notices Rio practicing, and the two characters have a brief conversation about Tai Chi. From this conversation, we learn that Shenhua can collect power from nature. But can Shenhua really have special powers? I think that the next cutscene can help us answer this question.
Hurry, you must come.
Who are you?
The dragon. We'll close the path.
What do you mean?
Hurry, there's not much time. In 1 month, the dragon will block.
The mirror.
The dragon calls the dark clouds and hides the morning star. The path is closed, and the hope of meeting is lost.
I shall take your power for the Chio.
According to what Landy says at the end of the Shenmue II bad ending cutscene, we can definitely tell that Shenhua has some kind of special power. But what kind of power can it be? In the previous cutscene, we saw Shenhua telling Rio that she could gain power from the forest. The power that I think the characters are talking about is called Qi, and it is an active principle that forms part of any living thing. Qi can be figuratively translated as material energy, life force, or energy flow. Qi is also a central underlying principle in traditional Chinese medicine and martial arts. The concept of Qi can be found in various examples of pop culture, such as the Force in Star Wars or in several animated series like Dragon Ball or One Punch Man. Now that we know what kind of power Shenhua may have, let us continue on and see if along the remaining journey we can see any manifestation of Shenhua's power.
Such lovely weather.
Just like you said.
Let's go. It's this way.
It's been a long time since I walked on mountain paths like this one.
Oh? What kind of mountains are there where you grew up?
Mountains. In Japan, there's a beautiful mountain called Mount Fuji.
Japan. Your country.
Yeah,
It must be very far.
it's beyond the sea.
The sea. I'd like to see it.
You have never seen the sea before?
Never.
Have you ever been outside Guilin?
Not even once.
Did you ever wish to go out?
I never thought of it. The flowers and animals keep me company when I go to the forest. They talk to me.
The flowers and the animals?
Yes.
How?
I can't explain, but those who live in the same forest can understand each other.
You understand each other.
Yes. Wait, Yul.
Huh? What's the matter, Shenfang?
These are herbs
Herbs.
for my father.
Your father?
I'm sorry. I kept you waiting.
Let's go.
What's wrong, Yul?
These are the herbs that you were picking. I see some over there, too.
There are so many of them. This place is full of herbs.
This should be enough.
These herbs will help my father.
Good.
Thanks to you.
Well,
Really, thank you.
we better keep moving. The path branches off.
Yul, we'll be taking a detour, but ahead there's a field full of beautiful flowers.
Flowers?
Yes, do you want to see them?
Why not, since we're here?
Yes, this way. Follow me. Look, Yul. Aren't they beautiful?
Yes, they are beautiful.
The last time I came here, the flowers were still in bud, but now they've all bloomed.
Really?
Let's move on. There will be more flowers ahead.
Yeah. I haven't looked at flowers like this for a long time.
Which flower do you like?
I don't know much about flowers,
Oh,
but my father liked lilies.
your father.
Yeah, I remember. Nozomi brought some for my father
Are you
one day.
talking about Nozomi again?
No, I'm talking about my father.
Oh, you're right. You were talking about the lilies that your father liked.
Whenever I see lilies, they remind me of my father.
Everyone has a flower that reminds them of something.
What's wrong, Shenfang?
The two paths. Which way was it?
Are we lost?
No, we'll be fine. Either path will take us to the village. It's just that
What?
one of them will be a detour. The paths look so much alike, I can't tell which one.
Alright. I'll decide on which path to take.
Yes, please do.
Let's go this way.
Yes.
These are
Dandelions.
dandelions.
Ever since I was a small child, I used to play here, blowing the seeds.
I remember I used to do the same.
You too?
Yeah, when I was small.
I still do.
Huh?
Beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like there's snowflakes dancing upward to the sky. Now let's move on.
Yeah.
So, throughout this episode, we have accompanied Rio and Shenhua on their journey to Bailu village. From their troubled encounter until now, we have seen the two characters build a relationship of friendship. We have seen that Shenhua also has a special relationship with nature and the wildlife of Guilin. Shenhua is beautiful, gentle, and pure-hearted, but she is also brave, energetic, and mysterious. Shenhua also seems to possess special powers that feel natural to her. But who can Shenhua really be, and why does she have special powers? Let us continue and see if we can find out more about the mystery behind this special character.
Yo,
Hmm.
we'll be out of the forest soon.
Yeah.
It won't take long now. Let's move on. Yo, we're almost there.
I see. Shenfa, is Bailu village near now?
We have to go a little further to reach the place where the villagers live.
Really?
But my house is right there. It's on that small hill. Please come in for a while.
But I need to go to Bailu village.
You saved my life. I want to thank you. Please rest for a bit. Please?
Oh, alright.
Good. Follow me. We'll see my house soon. Here.
What's this tree?
Shenmue.
Huh?
A tree called Shenmue.
Shenmue.
Every year, at this time of the season, its flowers bloom.
Really?
This tree holds a special meaning for me.
The Shenmue tree has its flowers in bloom again this year.
Shenfa, a beautiful flower.
I know. We will name our child Shenfa.
Shenfa, that is wonderful. The Shenmue tree shall protect her. The flower of the Shenmue tree is called Shenfa.
That's...
Yes, that's my name.
There was a tree at home that bloomed during the springtime.
At your house?
They were called cherry blossoms. Their petals were pale pink.
Cherry blossoms. Does that tree hold a special meaning for you too?
Yes.
Let's go. It's this way.
Rio and Shenhua finally leave the forest and are almost reaching Bailu village, but along the way Shenhua invites Rio to her house to thank him for saving her life. Upon arriving at Shenhua's house, Rio sees a very big tree and asks Shenhua about it. Shenhua answers that the tree is called Shenmue and that it has a very special meaning to her. Shenhua then has a memory where we can see two characters near a tree, similar to the Shenmue tree, with a baby at their side. The scenery looks like a courtyard of a Chinese noble family's house, and the two characters also seem to be wearing noble clothes. At the beginning of Rio and Shenhua's journey to Bailu village, Shenhua told Rio that there were nobles who were expelled from the city by the emperor, and that they went to live in hiding in Bailu village. If the two characters in the cutscene are really Shenhua's parents, then there is definitely the possibility of Shenhua being a descendant of the nobles that went to live in hiding in Bailu village. Another factor that can support this possibility are the numerous pictures that we have seen of Shenhua dressed in what appear to be noble clothes over the past few years. Let us take a look at some of those pictures. But one thing that has always intrigued me in this cutscene is the fact that Shenhua is just a baby, and how could she have this memory in her mind? In this cutscene, we also learn why the Shenmue tree has a special meaning for Shenhua, because she was given the name of the flower of the Shenmue tree. So let us analyze the name Shenhua and see if it can give us more clues about this mysterious character. By translating the name Shenhua, we can see that it has several meanings, and that all of them have things in common. I think that these meanings can be associated with the fact that Shenmue is inspired by Chinese mythology. I also think that these meanings can be associated with Shenhua, because we see Shenhua before the beginning of every Shenmue game, in a prologue cutscene, acting like a narrator that takes part in the story, proclaiming an omen inspired in Chinese mythology. But let us also take a look at the words that compose the name Shenhua, because I think they can give us more information about her character. By translating the word Shen, we can see words like deity, mind, energy, and spirit. But can these words be associated with Shenhua? Before we carry on, let us take a look at the translation of the word Hua and see what we can find out. So, by looking at the translation of the word Hua, we can see that it can mean flower, a word that we can associate with Shenhua, because Shenhua is the name of the flower from the Shenmue tree, and we also know that Shenhua has a special relationship with flowers. But Hua can also have other meanings, like to change, to influence, to transform, or to convert. Right now, these meanings seem to have no connection with Shenhua, but we will see that they will make more sense later on. But for now, let us go back and see how the previous words like deity, mind, energy, and spirit can be associated with Shenhua. If we take a look at the Chinese gods of animal and vegetal life, we can see that among them there is a goddess that goes by the name of Huashen, or flower goddess. Although the name is different from the name Shenhua, if we take a closer look, we can see that it is composed of the same words, Shen and Hua, but in a different order. I think that Shenhua could have been inspired in a goddess of nature, because we have seen that Shenhua is very knowledgeable about nature and can predict the weather, and has also a special relationship with the wildlife of Guilin. We also know that Shenhua can gather power from nature, and that she has some kind of special power. But can Shenhua have the power similar to a god? Let us go back in time, when Shenmue was being developed, and take a look at the trailer that I think may answer this question. In this trailer, we saw Shenhua in two different scenes. In the first one, Shenhua is being held by two men that seem to be members of the Chiumin. The two men look like they are trying to stop Shenhua from doing something. Then we see Shenhua breaking free from the two men with an energy blast followed up by a big explosion. In the second scene, we see Shenhua concentrating chi energy at the center of the abdomen, just like Rio said in the cutscene where he was practicing Tai Chi. Shenhua seems to be trying to stop Lan Di from achieving his goal. Lan Di is completely surprised when Shenhua releases another blast of energy, followed up by another explosion. I don't know if we can consider Shenhua a goddess or that she will be portrayed as such in the Shenmue series, but I think we can conclude that Shenhua has definitely supernatural powers. Now that we have covered the subjects of deity and energy, let us see if Shenhua can have any connection with the subjects of the mind and the spirit. But to better understand these two subjects, I'm going to first talk about a religious and philosophical tradition of Chinese origin called Taoism, also known as Taoism, which emphasizes living in harmony with the Tao or Tao, that means the way. Taoism, also known as Taoism, arose about the same time as Confucianism. This religious tradition has its roots in the nature worship of the earliest Chinese people. The word Tao means way, and Taoist belief is based on the idea that there is a natural order or way of heaven that one can come to know by living in harmony with nature. Through an understanding of natural laws, an individual can gain eternal life. The Tao. Taoists seek knowledge through an understanding of the natural world. An important Taoist concept is that of yin and yang, two opposing and interacting forces of nature. Yin is a feminine principle and represents such ideas as dark, negative, cold, passive, softness, and earth. Yang, the masculine principle, represents light, positive, heat, activity, hardness, and heaven. Yin and Yang exist in a delicate balance, and the harmony of the universe depends on maintaining that balance. Originally a way of life, Taoism took a more religious character after Buddhism arrived in China. Taoism adopted the use of temples and rituals to promote the belief that all things have their own spirit. It also absorbed many mystical cults and created an elaborate pantheon as well as a new mythology. Taoist deities include nature spirits, ancient legendary heroes, humanized planets and stars, humans who became immortal through Taoist practices, and animals such as dragons, tigers, and snakes. All human activities, even such things as drunkenness and robbery, are represented by deities as well. The highest deity, Yu Wangti, the Jade Emperor, is associated with the ancient Chinese god Shangdi. Other central figures in Taoist mythology are the 8 immortals, humans who achieved immortality in different ways. If you have been accompanying the Shenmue Talk series so far, you can see that all the subjects that we have covered so far can be connected. Subjects like yin and yang, the Chinese god Shangdi, and the Chinese mythological creatures like the phoenix and the dragon. But is Taoism also present in Shenmue? Let us just take a look at some examples of Taoism that can be found in Shenmue before we carry on. The Man-Mo Temple in Shenmue II is a Taoist temple where the gods Man and Mo are worshipped. These are two popular deities in southern China. These deities were two men who are said to be real historical figures, and they are often worshipped together in Man-Mo temples. Man is the god of literature. He was named Man Xiong and was born in China in 287 AD. Mo is the god of war. He is said to have been born in 160 AD. He fought against oppression and injustice and was killed in 219 at the hands of his enemies. Perhaps Chinese placed these two deities together because one represents a sort of peaceful and prosperous future, and the other represents war. People go to Man-Mo temples in China to pray for success in examinations or in their academic or literary endeavors. They also go to Man-Mo temples to settle disputes, to get justice against an enemy, or for war. One interesting fact is that when Rio is at Man-Mo temple, he performs tasks that can be associated with the gods Man and Mo. The task of airing the books of the temple's library can be associated with the god Man, and while Rio is at the temple, he also learns martial arts that can be associated with the god Mo. The two gods can be even associated with the fact that Rio is looking for a book called the Wuling Shu, a book on martial arts written by Yuan Dazu. Another example of Taoism present in Shenmue is the character Han Hui, a Taoist monk that works at Man-Mo Temple and has a deep interest in Japanese martial arts, so he often asks Rio to demonstrate his moves. Han Hui is well acquainted with the Chinese martial arts as well. The symbol he has on his uniform is commonly known as the yin and yang symbol, but in Taoism it is called Taijitu. Shu Ying is also another example of Taoism present in Shenmue. Shu Ying, or Li Xiaotao, is the master at Manmo Temple. She is well versed in Taoism, Chinese history, and martial arts. Tai Chi can also be associated with Taoism as a physical expression and manifestation of the principles and philosophy of Taoism. Now that I have shown you examples of Taoism present in Shenmue, let us see what it has in common with Shenhua. Shenhua shares with Taoism the principle of living in harmony with nature. Taoists seek knowledge through an understanding of the natural world. I think that this can be compared with the knowledge and understanding that Shenhua demonstrated in the various cutscenes that we have seen on her journey with Rio to Bailu village. The energy or power that Shenhua possesses, called Qi, is also part of Taoism, and it is considered to be one of the three treasures of Taoism. But I think that this is not all that Shenhua has in common with Taoism. The name Shenhua is also a part of Taoism, and has a meaning that might explain what will be the role of Shenhua in the Shenmue series, and the influence that she will have in the main character Rio. But to better understand the meaning of Shenhua in Taoism and the influence that it might have in the main character Rio, let us first take a look at Rio's development throughout the first two games of the Shenmue series. In the first game, Rio's development seems to be focused only on the body. Throughout the playthrough of Shenmue I, we see Rio evolve as a martial artist by practicing regularly, by buying or finding martial arts scrolls in the game, and learning new moves from other martial arts experts. But we also see a Rio full of anger and with the thought of revenge in his mind, which almost always leads him into bad situations due to the circumstances he is faced with. However, because of his genuine heart and with the help of his friends, Rio manages to remain good and not follow the evil path. But the thought of revenge still remains with him. In Shenmue II, Rio's development of the body will continue, but the main focus in the second game will be on the mind. Rio will learn from different martial artists the meaning of the Four Wood. From Jianmin, the Tai Chi practitioner, Rio will learn Gon, one of the Four Wood. From Gon, Rio learns that he must train every day without neglect. With Zhou Shan, the master at Guang Martial Arts School, Rio learns Ji. Rio learns from Ji that he must always judge himself without conceit, and not to show his moves thoughtlessly. Zhan Yu at the barber shop teaches Dan to Rio. Dan means that Rio must be brave and stay calm in order to make the right decision. The final wood that Rio learns is called Yi. Yi Xiang teaches Rio that he must always act without hesitation and to do the right thing. But according to Shu Ying, out of the Four Wood, Rio only has Gone and Done. Wood can be translated as martial morality and is constructed from the words Wu, which means martial, and Di, which means morality. Wood deals with two aspects, morality of deed and morality of mind. Morality of deed concerns social relations, and the morality of mind is meant to cultivate the inner harmony between the emotional mind and the wisdom mind. The ultimate goal is reaching no extremity, closely related to the Taoist concept of Wu Wei, where both wisdom and emotions are in harmony with each other. All of the things that Rio has learned are associated with the body and the mind, and seem to be teaching Rio especially on how to concentrate, stay calm, and be patient. The wood seems to be like a guide for Rio, not just as a martial artist, but also as a person. But as we will see, Rio is still very impatient, because the thought of revenge still remains in his mind.
Wuling Shu. This is Zoo's. It's locked. I should ask Shuing about this. Shuing, please show me the Uling Shu.
The Uling Shu.
I heard that young Da Zhu wrote that book. There is something I'd like to check.
No,
Why not?
you don't need it yet.
Oh. Please wait. Please let me see the Uling Shu.
Try it.
Huh?
Even a single leaf becomes impossible to catch, unless you're calm enough to concentrate. Right now, all you have on your mind is revenge. You're impatient. Calm yourself to realize the true nature of things.
The true nature of things.
Then you'll know how to catch the falling leaf. Only then will we talk about the Uling Shu.
I did it!
Now you know how.
Yes, you promised. Please let me see the Uling Shu.
You don't sound like you've calmed yourself.
But
Catching it once or twice doesn't rid you of impatience. Catch the leaves 3 times consecutively.
you're serious?
Only then will we talk about the Uling Shu. Understand?
3 times in a row. I don't have a choice. I got it. 2 more times. I got it. 1 more time. I got it. I got it.
You've regained your calm, but far from a mind as clear as a polished mirror.
Mind as clear as a polished mirror.
Clear your mind like the quiet surface of the water. Concentrate on yourself, on staying calm. That is the state of the serene mind, like a polished mirror.
Stay calm and concentrate on yourself.
Here, as promised. Treat it with care. There is no other copy. Understand?
Rio will eventually manage to combine both body and mind in a decisive moment, in a fight against the fearsome Dao Niu.
Damn you bastard! I'll smash you into pieces! Die! I just can't stand rats! You scampering rat! You're mine!
Damn, what should I do?
Concentrate on yourself, on staying calm. That is the state of a serene mind.
Like a polished mirror. Concentrate only on your mind.
This'll finish you off!